Yo, what's good? You rocking with the Lord of the Sanctus, aka Legendary KO, and you on Homegrown Radio.
Lord Sanctus in the house with us right now. What's going on, bro?
What's the way? Just the way.
Hey, no problem, man. So I was talking about how the last time we had you here, you were KO the Legend.
Yeah.
All right, so question number one.
Yeah, what the fuck happened?
You know, it's just I evolved. You know what I'm saying?
Like a caterpillar.
Or like
like in the butterfly.
Or like a Super Saiyan, you know what I'm saying?
Oh, okay.
Like
Okay.
on some God level shit.
Yeah.
I just had to step it up, man. Honestly, and I felt I went as far as I could go with that brand. I took it pretty far. I battled all the best. You know what I'm saying? I recorded with some of the best, and it's just time to evolve and grow. You know.
So you came in here right now, swag splashing on us right now. I mean, yeah.
Yeah, he got the ring.
You know what I'm saying?
You
You got about 15, 20,000 on right now.
Damn, why you
Man,
do that?
I wish, man. You making me sound real valuable right now.
Yeah, I'm just saying,
You know
for
what I'm
everybody
saying?
that's listening right now, you in here like 15,000 in on one day. It's just Thursday.
I wish, man. I'm trying to get to that level. As long as I look like a million, though,
all that matters.
then we winning. That's it.
So you rep the 805.
I rep the 805.
Ventura.
Very heavy.
Nah,
very
this
heavy.
St. Louis.
I mean, the whole 805
okay.
Ventura counts.
Ventura
You know what I'm
counts.
Okay, my
saying?
bad, my bad.
From more
I know what the fuck I'm
just saying.
I'm from California, Chuck.
I know, but I'm just
Welcome.
saying. I want to specifically get the city though. You know what I'm saying?
So I'm specifically from Arroyo Grande, California, but I'm from all over the 805, from
Okay.
Santa Barbara down.
You,
and
wait a minute. Okay, let's touch on that real quick. Santa Barbara.
yeah.
How many years do you think you spent in Santa Barbara?
My entire life, I mean, just pretty much my entire life.
Okay,
On and off.
because that's one of them towns. Like when I went through Santa Barbara the first time,
Damn.
I was like, "This is where they film all the girls going wild shit."
Yeah, it is 1,000%.
Oh my God!
Yeah, 1,000%.
It's just white topless girls everywhere.
1,000%. I actually like it's weird. It's really weird because like the whole 805 is a really white place. But then I grew up in a really black church in a white place.
Really?
You feel what I'm saying?
Right.
So my dad is like a minister and stuff. So I couldn't go to no school dances or nothing like that. And like when I would miss school dances, the girls would go down to this place. It's called Isla Vista in Santa Barbara. And that's like where they do all the girls gone wild stuff.
Bro, listen. Let me tell you
They was
something.
exposing
Let me tell you something about my first Santa Barbara trip. I damn near lost my fucking mind out
Yeah,
there.
it's
Wait
wild.
a minute, this is real? It's like being in hedonism.
1,000%.
You like, what the fuck is going on?
It's like them TV white girls that like,
Yes.
you know what I'm saying? That like,
Yes.
that do the TV
Of course,
white girls.
of course.
All of that shit.
You know what I'm saying? That's,
So you being around that, but not necessarily being exposed to that. How was that? What was the reaction from you? Was it more or less like, okay, I gotta get around it, or was it like?
well, no, I mean, I was exposed to it. That's
Gotcha.
like those were my friends. Those that's what I knew. Like at my high school, that we had about maybe 3,500 people, and there was 30 black people total, and I was related.
100 people at your high school?
No,
3,500.
3,500.
Oh. And you was the only black
And
person?
there was 30 black people, and I was related to 10 of them.
Okay,
You
so
know
let me ask you a
what I'm
question.
saying? So-
Out of the 30 black people, out of the 35,000, whatever,
Yeah.
3,500, whatever the fuck you just said, how many black men were there?
maybe 11 or 12.
Oh, y'all own.
Yeah.
Y'all was on
Yeah.
a bunch of.
Like-
Hold on, let me finish my monologue. Tell me. Well, I don't know the situation now, but just give me one. Just give me one gem. Just give me one. Just one.
I mean, there's
No. Fuck all that. Fuck all that. I don't care who listening and who around and what you got going on and all that. Fuck that.
He's like,
Yeah.
I need
Yeah,
one.
give me.
I'm trying to think. I mean, it wasn't really.
Oh,
yeah,
in church.
Oh, yeah. That's.
So what
you
happened
know
in
what
church?
yeah, there was this. All right, so there was this little babysitter that used to babysit like the minister's kids, and she was like bad. You know what I'm saying? And like I noticed my boys like. She would go to the bathroom and they would go to the bathroom and then they would come back and this was all during church and I'd be like, yo, what's going on?
This at your pop shit?
It's not his church, but
right,
at that
right,
church
right.
he's preaching that. Yeah. And so I'm like, what's going on? And
What's
then, you know, so
going on in there?
I
What's
go to
happening?
the back, I knock on the door, you know what I'm saying? She doing the sloppy toppy thing.
Wow.
And then I'm like, whoa, and they
So like you just get in line and wait in the queue?
and then he like, yo, you want next? And I was like, I mean, I'm not trying to miss my blessing.
Man,
You know what
Man,
I'm
get
saying?
your blessings out here. You hear what I'm saying?
Man, that's what it was. So I mean, I almost got caught in church one
God
time.
is good.
Actually.
just saying, dog.
In the line, we almost got caught. So it was,
Man, I can only imagine some shit like that. So I mean, for the lack of better purposes, you weren't really sheltered from a lot of shit.
Hell no.
Because when people hear preacher's kid or they hear the son of a minister, they think, oh, you weren't privy to a lot of different shit based off the fact that people knew that Pops was a minister, so they might have not shown you a lot of shit. Or
yeah, I mean they intentionally kept me from a lot of stuff, but I mean it's like when you cage an animal, they're gonna find.
Of course,
you're
gonna find your way out. Exactly.
But even the more interesting thing to me was the city tried to keep blackness out. Like
really.
So Friday never came to the movie theaters.
Really.
Like, BET just I think in most parts of the county BET doesn't exist.
Get the fuck out of here.
There was no black radio stations until I was a senior in high school. I used to get suspended just for wearing FUBU, just stuff like that. Like they tried to
So you like real life Kanye? Like
I mean, for real.
You know what I'm saying? Nobody got the answers.
Like it was like when. I mean, I think the one thing growing up there taught me is to look at people as people because, I come down here. I have a lot of family down here, and I come down here and they be like, "Yo, you don't sound black at all." And then I be around white people, they be like, "You too black."
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I be around black people back home, and they be like, "Well, you cool with the white people, so we can't be cool with you." So at a certain point, I'm just looking at people as a person. Like, I don't really identify with, looking at you and being like, I mean, I always give a nod to my black people just because that's what it is. That's, I feel like that's genetic. But as far as, me just fucking with you off the top.
Because you black?
Nah.
Right.
Or because you're anything.
Right,
you know what I'm
right.
saying? We got to vibe because I feel like I've never really been given that benefit of the doubt for me just being this or that. So I'm not giving you that benefit.
I wanted to touch on that, man, because I think that's crazy. Like that whole scenario, you don't hear that often. Everybody knows you grew up in the hood and you
got a single
mom.
mom.
It was hard, and my dad left, and he went to jail. But your story is completely different than my story.
And my pops is a Republican, man.
Your pops is a Republican.
Yeah.
Did he vote for Trump?
Yeah.
Your pops voted for Trump.
So what does he think now? After Trump's been in office for obviously past 100 days, what is his thoughts now?
I mean,
do he feel like Trump fucking up or no?
I don't know if he would admit it, honestly. I feel like I see it in his face. We had the discussion, you know what I'm saying? But he's not admitting. He's never.
Did he campaign hard? Was he one of them people with the placards and shit?
Nah. But he
was it a Trump sign in the front yard?
No, hell no.
Okay.
But
hell no, they wouldn't let this man wear FUBU. Can you imagine?
And
your ass up out of here with that bullshit.
For him too, it's he's always gonna play the morality card. Like, I'm a Christian and this is Christian beliefs and this and that. But I'm like, yo, if those aren't Christian beliefs.
Right.
You feel what I'm saying? At a certain point, you have to and we disagree vehemently on these things, and we go at it. He's trying to validate stuff by using the Bible, and I'm like, yo, you talking to the Lord right now, man.
Whoa, so wait, so how does he feel about this? This
is so interesting.
The name.
I don't even want to talk about no music.
No, fuck that. How does he feel about you going by Lord Sanctus though?
I mean, I'm sure he hates it.
Really?
Know what I'm saying? Yeah. But
okay, so let me ask this: was he accepting of the music in general?
Hell no.
Okay, so
Hell
you just took it to a whole different step.
Yeah. I mean, he for instance, when I was 16, I got offered to come down and spit for Death Row and all that shit. I knew I was gonna be signed by the time I was 16.
Get out of here.
And he was like, fuck all your dreams.
Yeah.
Rapping is not a thing. You know what I'm saying? And so I used to sneak out the house and go missing for days just to get on stage and do whatever. And it wasn't until he came to a show one time and I got paid. I was opening for Nelly Furtado, and he was he saw the crowd and she was like, okay,
you could do it.
You
contributed,
you know
so yeah.
And that was his support. Is was saying okay, cool. But it's never really been yo, we gonna get behind you and push it, because at the end of the day, I can't be mad.
Of course not.
I'm a first child, you know what I'm saying, and his priority in his mind was my soul. You feel what I'm saying? So, but I feel like we just have very different understandings of how to protect one's soul, you know what I'm saying, and so that we disagree upon. But
he's got to be proud though, to a certain extent, that he's okay, because to one degree he's giving you this information, but you're applying it your own way. And you're able to have conversation with him. You're able to debate, and you're able to give him cold hard facts as to why you believe and don't believe certain things. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Versus being a robot and be like, yes, I believe in this and I believe in that just because I've grew up this whole time and been around that.
True, but it's only because I was a robot for so long. You feel what I'm saying? Like I was super indoctrinated.
When did you snap out of it?
Honestly, when I started smoking weed. I started smoking weed like when I turned.
How your pops feel about that?
It broke his heart when he found
Man,
out.
what the fuck is going on? Like okay, just keep it all the way solid. Okay, your pops don't fuck with us. He don't know what we do. He ain't gonna listen to this.
Nah, you're not true.
He said, hell no.
I mean, I was grown in
He ain't subscribed to
He
the
ain't
podcast.
listening to this. Did you do any of this shit intentionally?
No, not at all.
It was all just you going and living life.
I honestly thought I was gonna grow up and just be the good Christian kid and never smoke no weed and not have sex till I got married. And I honestly,
all that shit went out the window.
I believed that shit about myself, but it never really, like, when people would tell me this kind of stuff and this is how you had to be a good person, it never felt right. You know what I'm saying? Like, it just did not feel like me. Like, don't cuss, that don't feel like me. Don't sag your pants, that don't feel like me. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm drawn towards all of this shit.
The
you know what I'm
riffraff.
saying? Like, people are telling me drink alcohol and I'm like not into it, but I'm drawn towards the weed.
Yeah.
But they're telling me not to do that, and it's just nothing is making sense. So
let me ask you this: say, I don't know, at what age did you start really like going against the grain with your pop?
probably like 20, 22.
Oh, so it was later.
It was way later.
So during the teenage years, you were just being yes sir, no sir?
Yes sir, no sir. I didn't get in no trouble. Like, I really
No rapping,
none of that. Like, I did it on the low, but I wasn't really rebellious. And then, like,
What age did you lose your virginity?
21.
Really?
Yeah,
Damn.
21.
The black man in America, you cannot. That shit don't
That's
happen.
crazy. Because I thought I started late at 18.
Nah, but I mean, like, yeah, I was doing everything since 10. You know what I'm saying?
What you mean?
Oh, he got head in church. I'm tripping. Yeah.
Oh yeah,
Got a little taste.
But
you
I
was
just
getting the dome in the church.
Yeah, got a little
Yeah,
Holy
because that's yeah.
Yeah, but I just never had sex until
He's
I was
like,
21
shit.
years old.
Pops, you know what the fuck
I'm
I'm missing
saying?
out on?
Wait. Okay, so let me ask you this: at 10 years, that happened at 10 years old.
Yeah.
Did you know what you was doing?
No. I was definitely like raped. You know what I'm saying?
How old was the girl?
Hey, I'm
She
mad
was
we laughing
16.
about that shit too.
She
Damn.
was 16. Oh yeah, she got problems.
Yeah.
Think it was 10?
What?
She wanted her
I
little
was-
young thing.
I was 10. Yeah.
Okay, so you were 10. Okay.
Hey, hey, real quick. So you were 10 years old and you was getting dome in the church. What does an erection look like at 10 years old?
I mean, it don't really look like
Easy.
much.
Hey, man, hold on, dog.
I don't see it
But
working.
Pause, man.
honestly, it was one of those situations where you don't know what the fuck is going on.
You don't know what the
But
fuck is
you
going on.
also know
No,
you don't want it to
stop,
stop,
right?
You, know
You don't
what
want
I'm
it to
saying?
stop?
You know that.
like,
I knew for a fact, like, even when I told my sister, I was like, yo, this is what happened. And she was like, what the fuck? I was like, don't be mad, though. Don't be mad.
right.
Like, don't hate. You know what
Wait,
I'm
so
saying?
is
Like,
your sister younger or older?
she's younger than me.
Your sister
But, like,
is younger than you at
yeah.
10. You told your sister.
No, I told her way later.
I was
though,
like,
way
bruh,
later.
like, what are you doing?
No. I didn't tell nobody.
What the fuck is going on?
I mean, it happened
know.
for years. I didn't know.
Oh, yeah, you
until
was
I
definitely
older,
molested.
And then I was like, yo, okay, that don't sound right.
Because old girl was 16. She's 6
16,
years older than you. It went on for
yeah.
years. She had to
She
be 19. You was 13.
Yeah.
You know, 20. You
Wow.
do the math.
Yeah.
Damn. But it wasn't, you know.
Anyway, sorry
It
about
was
that.
one of those things.
I'm so intrigued right now.
He said, "What is a 10-year-old?"
I'm just so intrigued right
Hey,
now.
I hope we can splice that. Nobody splices that sound bite up. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
What does a
you don't-
10-year-old
you-
erection
you
look
don't
like?
want
Like,
that.
bro, yeah, damn that. If I'm gonna chop that motherfucker
Nah,
up.
we gonna leave that shit in there.
Fuck that.
Listen, people be wanting to know that type of shit.
But how does that play into your music though? Like in terms of like the shit that you speak
Experiences.
about. Experiences.
Well, it's funny, man, because I never really spoke about my life and my music until this Lord Sanctus transition. Like, KO the Legend was just about letting niggas know, like, there's not a nigga on the West Coast or in the world that could fuck with my bars, like, period. You know what I'm saying? And, like, there's plenty rappers that'll tell you that they don't want that static, you know what I'm saying? And they know that, but I feel like that's where the disconnect came in, is I've never explained who I am. I've never explained what my backstory is. I've never explained, like, where my mentality is at,
Right.
you know what I'm saying? And I think that's what this project is about, is really me kind of letting people know what I think, who I am, and, you know, that kind of stuff.
And I think the dope part about that shit, like you said, you're really Was it hard to be vulnerable and give people your experiences? Like, what was it about KO the Legend that you were not willing to tell people about your personal experiences? You're more or less just kind of like pretty much stunting on motherfuckers and not really opening up about who you are.
You know what it was? Is like it took me a long time to fully understand how people engage with artists and content. You know what I'm saying? So I come from I'm one of the last like Mohicans as far as people got a traditional deal,
right?
And I'm also one of the first people to get a digital deal. You know what I'm saying? So and it took me a long time to realize that this new era they buy more into you as a brand entirely. You know what I'm saying? So I never thought people would be interested in, because I'm not from the hood. You know what I'm saying? I'm like,
all the stories
I'm like, yeah, you never hear a story like mine. I'm figuring you don't hear that because nobody wants to hear it. But now I'm seeing it's just nobody has a story like that, and nobody, if they do, they're not telling it.
Tell that story. That story is so intriguing. And I done seen a lot of shit in my life, dog. But your story is very interesting. Is that where like Purgatory, like is that where the name of the album?
It's part of it. I mean, it's definitely, it's just where I feel like I'm at in my life. Like I lost my deal in 2015. Like I don't have managers. I'm just like here. You know what I'm saying? Waiting to see if like what happens. Am I gonna end up in heaven?
Well, the biblical sense of Purgatory is basically a place that you go and you're like in limbo. Yeah. You're not in heaven or hell.
Exactly.
You just more or less, I don't know.
Until your fate is sealed, that's where you're
stuck. Just in purgatory, figuring in limbo.
That's where I feel like I'm at. Creatively, I feel like I'm there. But even in my life, like, I mean, things are great. You know, I'm not complaining. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm getting placements, I'm doing all that. But it's like, I want to impact the culture. Like, that's what I do this for. Like, I don't give a fuck.
When you say impact the culture, you mean like impact the culture, like you want to like free slaves. You wanna like?
I wanna impact the hip hop culture. Like
as far as what though?
As far as
the best lyricists ever.
No. I want people to know that this is how I want to actually be at the forefront of shaping how the new industry is looked at. You feel what I'm saying? As long as streaming has come, as long as all this stuff has come, it's still the wild west. It's been the wild west for 10 years. You know what I'm saying? Like there used to be a formula, there used to be artist development, this that. I really want to set up and be a part of setting up the new structure of
but
the business.
But don't you think that's the best thing about that? I mean, shouts to Nipsey. He's opening his fucking new store on Crenshaw. Like the fact that it is the wild west allows people to step outside the box and say, man, fuck it, I'm gonna come up with this new blueprint. That blueprint might work for this person, but it may not work for this person. But if you have multiple blueprints, doesn't it allow more people to actually get in? Because let's just say this blueprint that we're laying the foundation down for doesn't work for, you know, it alienates these people. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, does that keep people out versus?
No, not at all. Not at all. I just think that in any industry you get into, there's just standardized practices.
Very true.
You know what I'm saying? And I feel like the standardized practices have not been established for the new millennium. You know what I'm saying? And I don't want to keep anybody out. I think there's enough room for everybody. But I do feel like, because there is no standardized practice, that's why there is so much bullshit in the game.
But do you? Okay, so let me ask you this. I'm glad you said that, because there was a debate. Versus whereas, like the floodgates open or regulated, you know, opening. So like a dam, in a sense, right? So if you look at the music industry like a dam, the dam is constructed to hold water back and then regulate the release of that water and monetize it as it comes through, basically. So the analogy is: do you think it's better to, like the internet and the birth of the digital age allowed for the floodgates to be open. Right. You can, me and Chuck can go in the studio right now, record an album in the laptop, and put it out the same night. Right. And put it on SoundCloud, and it'd be the biggest shit ever overnight, right? Yeah, or before, whereas you needed a machine, you needed to be signed, you needed a record deal, there were, like you said, levels and steps.
A lot of money to get
the process.
in the studio.
A lot of steps into the process. So how I correlate to that to now is Twitter versus Instagram and Facebook. So let's just say Facebook, because Facebook owns Instagram, right? So there's a debate going on right now in the tech world as far as, do you regulate or do you non-regulate? Because they understand that in the music industry, there's no regulations at this point. Right. Anybody can just put music out free free on SoundCloud or whatever digital platform, right? So when you look at social media in the same way, Twitter, you see everything.
Right.
Instagram now went to the Facebook model as to algorithms. So it basically monitors what you like, what you normally do, your behavior patterns, and then only shows you shit like that first,
right,
and then filters out the rest of the shit.
Right.
So which one is better?
I mean, I feel like it just depends. Like for me, what it is where your value lie, right? You know what I'm saying? Like the reason that Facebook uses insight is because they see the value in the data. You feel what I'm saying? Like,
right.
So that's why you were able to dig as deep in the data. And that's a form of regulation.
Right.
I feel like that is valuable because the reason that there isn't only intrinsic value in music, meaning that the value is only an emotion that we feel or triggers a memory or whatever. The value isn't monetary anymore in music.
Exactly.
That's because there's no regulation. You know what I'm saying?
So
but I still think there is value in art, but there has to be some form of regulation brought back to find that value.
Because I think the same way you think. I mean, when I had the conversation before, it was more or less, for instance, just in life in general. I think we got too much fucking freedom. Like I can just go get a weapon right now and just kill somebody in this room if I felt like it. That's some bullshit. Like I shouldn't be allowed to do that.
I mean, I think you should. I personally think you should. I think it's I feel like
I think we just have too much freedom to do whatever the fuck we want to do.
My argument is I feel like we've relied too much on people to stop us from doing what we know we shouldn't do. You know what I'm saying? Like that's my argument, because I don't want nobody to. I don't own a gun, but I have zero problems with owning a gun. Right. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Like, because at the end of the day, if I have a gun, like I'm not just gonna run up in here and like start killing niggas. That's just not the way for me. You know what I'm saying? Like,
that's not the way.
Like you got to know. Like I feel like a lot of people have said. It's kind of like public school. My mom works at public school. You know what I'm saying? What she sees a lot is that parents have literally kind of stopped parenting. You know what I'm saying? So they'll come to school and they'll yell at her for shit that they should be doing. You know what I'm saying? They're like, why is my kid not doing this? And she's like, I don't know. You tell me. You know what I'm saying?
Parent.
And I think that's just kind of where we are as a society. It's like we're just waiting on people to stop us from doing shit we know we shouldn't do. And then when we do it anyways, we're like, what the fuck? You were supposed to stop me from doing this shit.
There's no accountability.
Yeah, at all.
I agree with that. But that's what I'm saying as far as, do you think, I know this is going to sound crazy to people when I say this out loud, but
regulating that wouldn't help.
Do you think that there should be restrictions on certain liberties that we take?
Yeah.
Somebody, for instance, I'll give you a perfect example. Somebody who has terminal, lung cancer. Mm-hmm. And then they're allowed to go buy cigarettes.
Yeah, I mean, absolutely. Yeah, I think that shit is ridiculous. You know what I'm saying? But it's difficult, man. It's difficult.
Man. That's what I'm saying. There's a line. That's what I'm trying to get to. So that's
why I only say I only put I draw my line in the sand at art, because life is just it's too big of a topic to say. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I was watching an interview. I was watching the Freddie Gibbs interview on the Breakfast Club this morning, and the minister was with him.
Tony Muhammad, right?
Yeah, and he was talking about he was talking about God had a fucking good ass point, and
he had a good ass point. You fucked that up.
Everybody they gonna go back and look at the interview. Oh, that's the shit he was talking about. That's the point. That's all good.
So yeah, this broadcast is sponsored by.
My bad.
No, you straight. But I think that whenever you try to restrict, I think that's where the fine line is. It's like, yeah, we have to have our freedoms, but restricting that. The problem is the people
wait. I'm sorry. Okay, yeah. So basically, he was talking about vaccinations, and he was like, yo, if you take your kid to get vaccinated, and you look and you ask the doctor before you take the vaccination, like, let me read what's in the ingredients. And he's like, it says there's mercury in it, and this can cause long-term damaging effects to your kids. And he's like, what kind of mother would do that? You know what I'm saying? Like, if you knew that shit, what kind of mother would willingly do that? And I'm like, I want to agree with you, bro, but like, if you drive through McDonald's, it fucking says on the sign, like, this shit is gonna give you cancer. It's a high risk, and there's parents driving their kids through that shit every goddamn day. You know what I'm saying? Like, so for us to sit up here and act like putting the warning signs on there are gonna stop people, that's not what it is. It's how we educate people. You know what I'm saying?
I agree with you, and that's why I said, and that's why my point is,
stop motherfuckers from doing it.
My whole point is, this sounds crazy. When I don't want to talk too much about it because I'll get killed on the internet right now, but I don't think we should be able to do whatever the fuck we want to do. It should be regulations on everything. Just anyway, real briefly, I touched on the conversation I was having about this subject matter. I don't know if you're in a relationship or not, but it was about relationships. And it was about people in relationships. We allowed to just be in a relationship.
Right.
Like right now, I could just be in a relationship with her. I don't know shit. I ain't no studying. Like, this shit you got to do to be really some shit in life.
Yeah.
To be a doctor, you got to go to school. You have to have an education. To be a lawyer, same thing. To be a fucking pilot, you have to have experience. So many hours. You could just make people.
Yeah.
We could just go right now in another room and make another human being and fuck their life off.
I talk about that.
That's some bullshit. I think there should be some kind of regulation. You should have to take a course or something. Listen. This is how crazy society is, right? This is what I was explaining to one of the interns at the radio station, right? At fucking 18, I can buy cigarettes, right? And I can get cancer. Mm-hmm. At 21, I can buy alcohol, right? But as soon as you start leaking and as soon as I start getting erect, we can make people.
Big.
At 12.
Yeah.
What the fuck kind of shit is that?
It's crazy.
That's some bullshit.
It's really crazy.
So that's my point. Like, I feel like there's no, like, I think there should be relationship courses. Look, if y'all want to be together, y'all want to be technically in a relationship, y'all got to take this course.
Yeah.
Y'all got to talk to a mediary and figure out what y'all know about each other and all that and compatibility.
But I think that's what a relationship is all about. You go out on dates to figure that shit out. It doesn't have to be a specific
That's
course
true, but the whole
structure
of relationships is super fucked up.
It's fucked up.
Because this is the thing, like the people don't really talk about is that expectations from the jump are fucked up.
But that's where the communication comes in.
But hold on, let me talk. It's more ingrained than that.
Okay.
It's an indoctrination. Like, imagine, like, both men and women are programmed from the earliest ages to fail at relationships.
Okay.
Right? On the women's side, you're being told your whole life that if you are being raised by a standard, quote unquote, typical father, he's gonna tell you, you're a beautiful baby girl, you're perfect, there's nothing you can do wrong. You know what I'm saying? And even though all of that stuff is facetious, if you do that for years and years and years and years and years and years, that shit conditions your mind.
Word.
So when you meet a man who says, bitch, you're fucking crazy, you know what I'm saying? Like, you can't even, like, the whole,
what?
Like, when a nigga, like, even if you watch TV shows, right, on, and it happens on both sides, but I'm just speaking from a male perspective.
Right.
If you watch TV show as a male, every sitcom, every show you watch as a male, the overall message is if you disappoint a woman in any single possible way, you're an asshole.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yep.
if you don't adhere to the wishes, you're an asshole. And a lot of their wishes are things that will make your life better.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I'm not saying that it's always wrong.
Right.
But what I am saying is that as a person, you're going to disappoint another person.
Exactly.
So for certain people to be allowed these things where you can be expected to never mess up, you know what I'm saying? But over here, we're expected to do this and this and this. It just doesn't make sense. You're already you're on a trajectory for failure, you know what I'm saying? And there's people that literally think like this. Like, a perfect relationship is a guy that doesn't give me no static. Or
That's
a perfect
bullshit.
relationship is a girl that just gives me sex when I want it and she don't say shit, you know what I'm saying? And, like, we have these crazy fucking expectations that are just completely fucking wrong, and then we're expected to just automatically have successful relationships. It's
I'm
nuts.
so glad you said that, because people think I'm fucking crazy.
No, it's
like
real.
when I start saying shit, people be like, "Oh, you know my stigma."
Yeah.
But like, I think, like, for the most part, you're right. I agree with you 100%. It's just when you say it aloud, you sound crazy.
Probably,
and it's like,
probably
no,
because
I'm just making
you grew
logical
up hearing
sense.
everybody else speak the opposite of shit.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You hear society say, "Oh, that sounds fucked up," or you see different things that kind of go in the opposite of the shit that you actually believe. You know what I'm saying?
But that's why I love I love where the world is at right now, because I didn't know I was an analytics person because it wasn't called analytics back in the day. But what it is, I mean, everything we see is data. That's just evidence that we can apply to other situations and make educated guesses about the outcome of what's going to happen in another situation. Mm-hmm. And so, I mean, I'm a complete analytics person, so I don't really give a fuck about tradition or parables or shit. If I'm looking at the data, and if I see that if you constantly do shit like this and it never works, why am I gonna do shit like that?
Right,
you know what I'm saying? It doesn't
right.
make no sense. But we live in this culture, especially in I come from a religious background, and we're the guiltiest of it. The people in the church. It's like, just let God handle her. Just let, you know what I'm saying? Or just pray about it. And it's like, or just don't do nothing else. Just wait on it to change. And that shit does not happen, yo. Like, you look at the data, and if you see that everybody in your church is in the same fucking situation because they've been listening to the same people that you've been listening to, stop doing that shit. And that's not just church, anything in your life. Like, if you see the data, it's in front of you. The evidence is there. You know what I'm saying? And people just want to ignore that shit for their hopes and beliefs, and I don't.
So let me ask you this, and I've never talked about this publicly. This is the first time I ever brought this up publicly. I stopped going to church, right? And I had to have a 2-hour conversation with my god sister, because she's one of those Bible toters.
Right.
She's really one of those people like church and Bible study, and then she's one of those people. And I had to explain to her, like, I stopped going to church because I don't believe in the ideology that this is the only place I can worship, or this is the only place I can congregate to do it, whatever. So, to my knowledge, in the word, it was like, and I don't want to get too far into it, but your shit is Lord Sanct This, and your album is Purgatory and whatnot. It has a theme, right?
Yeah.
So, whereas, like, I had to explain to her why I stopped going to church. It was like, I don't believe in having to go to this building every week just to do this one thing, where it's, to my knowledge, where people are gathered 2 or more, like, you can have church there. So if me and you are in a car, we got church in the car.
That's biblical.
So what the fuck are we doing? So I had to ask her that question, and whenever you present, like you said, it's an uncomfortable fucking conversation. Yeah, but whenever you start presenting facts to people who are not analytics based, like you and I, it becomes a whole nother motherfucking conversation. Exactly. You'd be like, wait, but then none of this shit makes sense to me. Like, explain to me why I need to go here. Well, you need to worship, fellowship amongst people who want to fellowship. Why? What if I just want to fellowship with you every day?
Right.
You can come over. We can study. You study the word and whatnot. Like, why the fuck I gotta go all the way? I gotta sit not to sound like that, but it's the truth.
No, but
everybody thinks that way. I gotta sit in traffic. I gotta get dressed. I gotta be presentable. I got church in my drawers. Bro, I can have church in my drawers, and you could pull up.
And I would take it even further in the argument, because I'm gonna use your words against you in the argument. You know what I'm saying? Because you say, like, yo, we got to fellowship with people that want to fellowship with it. Well, then guess what? This person, you have invited this person to come fellowship with you at the house, and they have never came. You know why? Because you're not close to the pastor like that. So they don't want to fellowship with you, but you want to still be around them for what? You know what I'm saying? Like, what are they bringing to your life? Nothing at all. You were trying to prove something to this person, and you want me to join the show. I ain't got the script. You know what I'm saying? This ain't even a movie I'm interested in being a part of.
Exactly.
You feel what I'm saying?
I'm not auditioning.
And like, I went to war with my parents for stuff like this. Like, yo, I don't care what you got going on. Take me out of this. Like, I don't want to be involved with it. And I was always looked at kind of as the black sheep of the church. But
you always gonna look like that when you have independent thoughts. And this is my whole point, and that's what we were talking about. I actually had this conversation with somebody before about it being independently, with having your independent thoughts and not being a follower just because. And I was like, and the conversation went from the religious shit to chivalry. And it's like, why I don't participate in that shit, like opening the door for a woman. And it's like, well, where did it come from? And she was like, what you mean? I'm like, who said, like, who gave, like, I understand why we shouldn't kill people. I understand why I shouldn't probably fornicate. I actually understand why I shouldn't commit, I understand why I shouldn't lie. I understand why I shouldn't steal. I don't understand why I need to open your fucking door.
Well,
I don't understand. Hold on. I'm not against participating in societal norms. That's why I wear shoes and clothes. Other than that, should be just out. Clothes cost a lot of motherfucking money. You know what I'm saying? Shoes cost money. Like, shit makes sense to me. Food, shelter, water makes sense. All this other shit don't make no fucking sense. You know what I'm saying? Lotion and I can't be ashy. Why not? Why I can't be ashy?
Right.
Who said I can't be ashy? So my point to her I was making was like, where did chivalry come from? Who started it? She's like, I don't know. So you just following and participating in some shit you don't really understand, right? Yeah. Okay, so I'm stupid.
And that's a fact. Don't tell me that I'm stupid for doing something that you can't tell me about.
That's all I'm.
That I agree with 1,000%.
Present the facts.
I mean, I feel like.
But when you say it to people, you sound crazy.
Yo, I mean,
you sound like
I get called crazy all the goddamn time.
So to take that one step further in the Sugar's conversation, right? It was more or less like, explain to me why I need to open your door. I asked my mom. She's like, you need to be more this and that. I raised you. I'm like, I understand all that shit. But fuck that. I was raised in the church. I was raised to go to church every week. Fuck that. I'm not going. Why? Because I don't understand why I'm going. I was raised to open the door. Why? I don't understand why I'm doing it. Chuck know me better than anybody in this room. If I don't understand why I'm doing some shit, I'm not fucking with it. Yeah. Period. I don't give a fuck what it is. Yo. It could be religion. It could be food. It could be whatever. I know why I have sex. It feels great. I know why I eat food, to stay alive. I know I eat bad food. I just had some cookies and shit. It just tastes good. I know it's gonna fuck me up, like the McDonald's. When you go through the drive-thru, you know exactly
taking the risk.
What you getting yourself into. And people aren't taking accountability for this shit, dog. And that's my problem.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
1,000%. I think for me, I mean, I agree with you 100%. As far as like chivalry, though, the whole reason that what really kind of like made me go do the shaggy thing at Christianity was because I really I've read the Bible so many times. It's crazy. And like the more I read it, I was like, yo, God has to be a woman. Like there's zero
I can see that.
Other percent chance that it's anything else. If God exists, God is female. Like from the fact that like why would God, first of all, like in the Bible it says I'm a jealous God and no other gods exist.
Yeah.
But don't worship
no definitely sounds some woman
but don't worship no other God.
That definitely sounds like some woman shit.
Why are you telling me that no other gods exist? Like, if no other gods exist, why are you telling me not to worship them?
You know what that sound like? You know what that sound like? Why you like that bitch picture?
That's exactly what that sounds like.
Why you double tap that?
Like that kind of shit, and like that shit is sprinkled all throughout the Bible, and I was like, yo, there is a 0% chance that God, the creator, and like what the fuck does man know about creating another person anyway? Like this is, and like you don't pluck. It says man was plucked from the rib. You don't pluck. I ain't never seen a man get nothing plucked from the rib, another person plucked from the rib. So when I start bringing this up in church, they're like, yo, Jesus could walk on water. He could turn 5 loaves of bread into 5,000, but goddamn it, he cannot have a vagina. He can't have a vagina.
Right.
So I'm like, y'all niggas don't even believe what you're reading. You feel what I'm saying? Like, so, but
you know what?
For me, it was like when I started feeling that, that's when I just had less of a problem with the chivalry, because I was like, I actually kind of believe this. You know what I'm saying? So if I see God in a female, like, just in case, I don't want to go to hell, I'm gonna open the door for you.
Right. No. Listen, if I'm in front of you, I'm open. I'm not talking about doors to buildings.
Yeah.
I'm talking about the car door.
Oh, I got you.
That's what I'm talking about. I'm not talking about doors to buildings. I think you can open the door for anybody. That's just being kind, and so they don't got to do the work, which is some lazy shit, but I don't get into that.
It's a whole different conversation.
But I'm talking about, like, we go downstairs right now, go to the car. Like, why am I walking to your side to open the door for you?
I get it.
Now, I'm going to participate in the bullshit. I just want you to understand that I understand that this is some bullshit I'm participating in, okay? And I'm doing this to perpetrate the bullshit that you believe.
Are you like me, though? Like, because I'm very much like, if you expect me to walk all the way around the car, and, like, if you're allowed to expect crazy shit like that, like, I should be, like, able to expect you to, like, touch my dick or something. You know what I'm saying? Like, I just feel like
when? Like at the grocery store, or
just like whenever, like not like right away. I'm not gonna be like a super slime with it, but I'm just saying, like, expectations go like across the board. Like, don't expect me to just like come out of the pocket and like take you out on a date, and then you expect to like be able to just run off with the bag and shit and like go to a next nigga's house. Like I'm just saying, expectations for me are across the board. Like,
okay, I like that idea.
If you have expectations, and you're like, I got expectations. Like, if we can't even talk about it,
got expectations.
And if we can't even talk about it, you're a disgusting person.
Hey,
I'm not saying we have to do it, but like when you tell me yours,
if it's not a conversation,
exactly. When you tell me yours, and I'm like, cool, and then when I tell you mine, it's like,
right.
Nah.
So let me ask you this. I proposed this situation to a female one time. It was a syllabus system. I proposed a dating syllabus.
That's funny.
I think that we should type up syllabus about ourselves and just hand it to another motherfucker. It'll save you 2 months.
That would.
Type up a syllabus, all your bullshit. Everything, all the crazy expectations you got. I expect you to know. Like, if you do like a bitch picture, I don't want to see it. Or, you know, I expect you to not look at no woman's ass, you know, throughout the course of your, like, write all that shit down.
You're expecting somebody to have all their flaws.
Don't leave no stone unturned. And just
but
hand it to a
motherfucker. What if there's something on there that you don't feel like is a flaw? Do you then add that, but you know it's a flaw?
No, I'm talking about add all your isms.
What I'm saying, though, what if you don't feel like something?
I'm not saying bad shit, just anything. Whatever your ism is.
Good, bad,
ugly. Put all your shit on the syllabus.
What do you filter out because at some point it's like, man, I walk this way, I do whatever. Like, what do you filter out and say, okay, I'm not putting that shit on there?
I think you add bullet points and leave room for write-ins, like the ballot.
Give it.
Like a ballot. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Give a nigga one sheet.
I like that.
Give him a one sheet.
You know,
one sheet. Where's your deck? I think when
like
you
I need your deck, bro.
when you go sit down at Fish Dish or whatever with a female for the first time, because that's where we going.
Oh, so you
this is
pigeon
lunch,
toe.
and I'll be busy, so I got an hour. We going to Fish Dish. So when we
Okay, wait. So
when we go sit down at Fish Dish, we just pass. You pass me your syllabus. I pass you mine. I just sit there and I read your shit, and I might see some shit on there like Mike Tripp every 28 days, or I got a 7-day period. Oh my God, you got a 7-day period, my nigga. Like,
crazy.
You know what I'm saying? What the fuck are we doing?
That's funny. I mean, yo,
You a gusher, bro. I can.
Like my girl knows. Like I tell her all the time. Like I tell her all the time. There's 0 things that I will ask you to do that you cannot expect of me. You know what I'm saying?
I like that.
Like there's nothing. So like if I tell you that I want to have a threesome, I'm down to have a threesome. With
So
I don't want to.
Right.
But I'm saying if I start bringing that up, I'm knowing that I'm opening the door to you bringing that up.
Okay,
You know what I'm
wait.
saying? Like,
Wait.
Hold on.
Girl, guy.
However, if she's down
shit.
to have a
Lord,
threesome
come on,
the way
Lord.
I want to have a threesome,
Then you gotta do it.
Then I got to do it. But that makes me think like, yo,
Bruh.
before I bring that conversation up, am I prepared for this?
that.
You know
Right,
what I'm
right.
saying?
I like that. I like that.
That's just how I move. Like, I'm so happy I'm with her because I've been in relationships and it's like I have not ever been allowed to have expectations, but they're piling theirs on top of me, you know what I'm saying? So I'm like, yo, this is just nuts. And I feel like I'm running into people that just have this same mentality and belief system. Like they're just allowed to just
do whatever.
do whatever. And you're just supposed to be cool with
No,
this
that's
shit.
bullshit.
And then they say shit like, I know it's crazy, but this is just how I feel.
feel
Like,
right,
just
right.
like,
I don't
just
give a
like,
fuck how you feel,
what?
my nigga.
That shit is nuts. It's nuts. We're asking to be like
Hey, the women in here itching. They like,
Women in the room like they like it's hot.
no, not at
Not
all.
a random female?
Not at all. I said I'm holding myself as accountable as I
Right.
hold someone else.
Got
This is
you.
not at all about you do something for me and I do nothing
do
for
right,
you.
right.
Now,
Like,
now
it's
here's
not
where
that.
here's where I get off the freeway, because
this is Avalon. I got to get off.
I got to get off on the llama, because the thing about it for me, I understand the double standards exist. And I don't ignore the double standards. I actually perpetuate the double standards. And the reason why I do this is because it's a societal norm at this point.
True.
And I can't, there's no way you're going to, like the battle me and you trying to fight, we're never going to win.
True.
In this society. Because number one, nobody wants to be accountable for their actions. Everybody wants to place blame and scapegoat.
That's true.
2, nobody's going to own their bullshit. Nobody's gonna own it. You know what? I might fuck your homegirl.
Right.
Like, who's gonna say that?
True.
I've said that. I've said some. I've said some wild shit to a woman.
I believe you. I've been up here a few times.
I've said some
believe you.
wild shit to women, and the thing is, they think you joking because no woman can. Usually in that kind of intimate relationship, women aren't ready for that kind of honesty. But I believe in radical honesty. Hey, you know what? I'm starting to not be attracted to you like I was before. Hey, you know what? I don't really think you cute, right? Like I used to, but it's wearing off.
Yo, you would prefer that over a violent outburst of honesty that's been held in. I
Like,
promise
you been feeling
like,
this shit all this
yeah,
time.
like,
You ain't said nothing.
That's the thing. Like until that but most people don't even get any honesty throughout the course of their relationship.
So what's the balance? Like, how do you? That's why I said I perpetuate the bullshit.
That's why I don't. I used to be a fucking. I used to want to start a church to help perpetuate the bullshit. You know what I'm saying? But now I just feel like I can't really indulge myself in what everybody else got going on. Like when I seriously say I'm an equal opportunist, like I believe one thing I fully believe in. Like I'm not a feminist, man. I'm a humanist across the board. Like I don't treat people differently based on anything. Like
right.
I don't give a fuck. Like that's what sanctus means. Sanctus is Latin for holy. And my whole premise behind Sanctus is that the next evolution of man should be Homo Sanctus, which means that we're holy. That's a holy evolution of the mentality, that we stop focusing on black, white, man, woman, all this shit, and we start focusing on the shit that matters. You know what I'm saying? Like, so I don't contribute to that shit. Like, in my life, I treat people exactly how the fuck I want to be treated, and if you can't get along with that, get the fuck away from me. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's what it is. And that's a lot of times that's taken as me being as an asshole, but it's because I see so much bullshit. Like, you be back at Caesar's. Caesar don't fuck with nobody, my guy. So I know how you off the top. If I see you back at the crib, I know what it is. I know, okay, it's here. You know what I'm saying? And like, I only keep people around me like that. I can say, look, yo, Chuck, this is what's going on. Chuck will come over and be like, yo, I don't really like these songs. This is how you should move. And I love these songs, and I see this for you. You know what I'm saying? Like, and I'm not gonna take that no kind of way. You know what I'm saying? Because I need that in my life. My girl, same thing. Like, yo, you acting like a real dick right now. You need to get your shit together. I'm not gonna be like, how dare you? It's like, okay, baby, I trust you. Like,
so is that an emotional disconnection, or is that a logical evolution?
It's both. It's both, because I'm very emotionally disconnected. You know what I'm saying? I'm super fucking logical. You know what I'm saying? So it just makes sense for me to do that as far as to preserve my life and my sanity more than anything. Like, I have to just be logical and keep my stress down, and all of the things that I'm doing make the most sense to me, and that's just how I have to move.
I want to switch gears.
I was going to ask, is that the sentiment of the album?
Yeah, I thought even from the sound, you know what I'm saying? Because it is, I mean, there are elements of what's going on today, but I'm a MC, like, I'm a hip-hop, like, 90s dude, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm 35 years old, I'm not no kid, you know what I'm saying? So fucking everything from the sound is everything that makes sense to me, but I also am not one of those, I love what the fuck is going on with music. To me is the best it has ever been. Like, I
right
love
now,
today, right now.
The sound or what?
Just the options. The options. Like, literally, I could probably name 100 artists that none of y'all have ever heard of, and I listen to them every day, and I love them, and I know just as many people that listen to them as I do. You know what I'm saying? Like, to me now, music is more like a continent that you can just move from, or their cities. Like, a song is just a city that you can move in.
You don't have to be stuck in one area.
I don't like this city. I'm going over here next.
There's so many options.
You know what I'm saying? Right. And it's just like,
I think that's what people have a problem with, is the fact that there is so many options, and they're so stuck in where they're at, being overloaded with one option, that they don't understand that, yo, you can go somewhere else. You know there's some other shit out there. You know you can search some other shit versus just be stuck with this one thing. Like, a lot of times people talk about the radio. It's like, okay, well, you know there's the internet. You can find different music. Yeah. You don't have to just listen to the radio all day. It's okay. It's okay. It's not the end of the world. People have a problem with the XXL cover. You know there's other artists out there if you don't like those motherfuckers, right? Like, people get so upset with what's presented out there, and I totally agree with you. It's like, yeah, you may not agree with what's going on, but there are other options, and it's okay.
And I mean, this is how I went off the other day, because I like most of the people on the XXL cover, and I'm like, yo, y'all motherfuckers had the nerve to tell everybody that didn't vote for Trump to shut the fuck up because you didn't vote. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? You see the XXL cover and you start screaming fucking Nas and Tupac and all that shit. None of these niggas is dropping albums. Right. There are 50 artists that are carrying that flag that are like, yo, in the Tupac lane, in the Nas lane, Nick Grant, whoever. You know, there's people doing these things. Right. You didn't buy their fucking album. Right. That's why they're not on the cover. Yeah. So shut the fuck up. Yeah, like, exactly. But it's
that's
crazy.
Accountability.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Nobody wants to be accountable. Everybody have an opinion, but nobody wants to be accountable for it.
Like, I feel like for the past 10 years, every single day, I wake up and I catalog every single music video that comes out. I have playlists of thousands of music videos because I love the culture that much. I don't read the newspaper. I don't watch sports. I watch this game. That's what I do every fucking day. My newspaper, drinking coffee for an hour, is every music video that comes out. Every fucking interview that comes out, I'm cataloging and watching. I have thousands of playlists, and I go and I sleep to that shit. I sleep to the information. Like, I know what the fuck is going on in the culture, to the point that you can't tell me I don't know what the fuck I'm talking about. Right. You feel me? And if you try, I'm gonna go off on you because you don't know what the fuck you're talking about. You know what I'm saying? Like, so it really irks me when all of this, we have power, literal power at our fingertips, you know what I'm saying? And the people that people like me, that I cherish that shit, you know what I'm saying? I'm looked at as crazy because I see the value in it. And there's people that don't give two fucks about it, and they're the ones that's like, oh, here's the game.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
I fuck with that.
So you don't have a problem with the cover at all? Like, is it every single year like that, or is it just this year? Like every time the cover comes out?
I specifically like this year, but I've never had a problem with the cover. You know what I'm saying? Like, but
they said last year, I think XXL cover got a lot of slack.
It got a lot of slack last year, and I mean, it's because last year they changed the rules and they try to act like they did it. You know what I'm saying? Like they put in an R&B singer, and then now this year,
and then
like,
somebody dropped the album or something. I thought the freshmen was people who hadn't had an album.
They changed the rules all up for last year, and that's what it was. But I mean, this year, like they made a lot of the right choices. They made a lot of the right
I'm not mad at it.
You know what I'm saying? Like, and everybody that had something to say, they showed their ass that you don't keep up with what's going on in the culture. You feel left behind. Say that. That's cool. No one's mad at you for that. But it's like everyone wants to be all things. You know what I'm saying? And that is an issue. Like,
that is true.
Nobody and everybody believes that their platform is more valuable than the purpose of their platform. You feel what I'm saying? Like, so for instance, like radio, I watch Ebro, I watch Charlemagne. I think they do cool things, but they sicken me for the fact that they're DJs and music directors and PDs who say, "Who is this?" I don't give a fuck how busy you are, my nigga. Like, your job is to know what the fuck is going on. Like, do your take 10 minutes. Pull out your phone and Google. I don't want to see an interview with anybody where you're saying, okay, who are you?
Right.
Okay, yeah, I don't really know your joint. Like, what's up?
Yeah.
Like, that shit is the most disrespectful shit in the world to me. That shit is so fucking whack. I hate it.
It's a waste of the artist's time. It's a waste of the interviewer's time.
And that's why that's why The Weeknd don't come up there. That's why Drake don't come up. It's not because you guys are outdated and old. It's because you guys are clearly disrespectful. You clearly say shit like, well, y'all, we matter. We matter so much that y'all motherfuckers should count. No, because you have to play. I was at the Soho House shit with the fucking when they had that panel, and what's my man, Furry? Fuzzy was hot.
Yeah,
Fuzzy was hot, my nigga. He was like, Drake don't fucking come to the station. Nigga was hot. He was super hot. But he couldn't say that. He couldn't say he didn't feel no type of way. You know what I'm saying? Because Drake, you have to play Drake. Drake don't have to come to the station.
Well, another thing,
and I'm not trying to devalue. I love radio. Like, radio was my first internet. You know, I'm not saying that. What I'm saying is you forget the purpose of your platform. Why you started doing that shit in the first place.
Yeah.
It wasn't to be famous. It wasn't to get likes. It wasn't so people cower to your opinion. It was to be a part of the culture and move it forward.
Well, I also think that another thing that just playing devil's advocate from the inside out, a lot of the big caliber artists don't come because they have to do everybody. It's the same reason why, like, I didn't understand that at first until I actually saw it in play. I actually saw, like, I'm around Big Boy every day, right? I'm working with him every day. And I didn't understand what that was like until I started being around him every day. And he literally will take every picture. Like, we'll be at the Forum. Or at LA Live or at the Staples Center or some shit. And if there's 5,000 people that want a picture, he's going to take 5,000 pictures. Plus the kids, plus the security guards. And that I can see being daunting for a caliber art like even K-Dot or fucking Drake or whatever. So also what I know it's about, like, it has nothing to do with ego or people being rude or not being in tune or people being facetious. It has a lot to do with just politics. So if you figure, if I'm Drake, right, I'm being played at Kiss FM, Power 106, Real 92.3, KJLA. I have to literally go to every radio station in the market. Or I just don't do any. That way it's fair. Because let Drake go to this station, but don't go to that station. True. It'd be a problem. So,
but why does Beats why was Zane Lowe get a pass and
because he got OVO radio over there?
Because also you have to look at it like this. That's not a terrestrial platform. That's a digital platform.
But neither is satellite. But they'll go there sometimes.
No, not Drake, or not the people that.
Nah, I mean Drake don't go nowhere really, but I'm saying.
I hear what you're saying. I think it's a combination of both. I think there are certain people that are like, man, fuck it. These relate. I don't fuck with them because they're not within the culture. They don't feel a certain way towards the platform, or they feel a certain way towards the platform. They just don't want to do it, whether it's one station versus the other, or it's the combination of the other, where it's like, man, I got to do fucking 75 different stations. Fuck that. I'm going to keep my shit exclusive. And that you risk the chance of getting asked, like you said, the same questions every single place you go.
Yeah.
So it's
but
like,
again, to me, that again is, I get it, that fucking, it's a whole combination of things. Because I'm not deep enough to say that side. I think that's a side I've never seen. You know what I'm saying? So that's a perspective. That's a new perspective for me. But I also think that, I mean, it's a lot of things. Like, we need to stop catering. We don't live in a... Ignorance is not cool no more, man. Like, and we cater to the ignorant. You feel what I'm saying? Like, radio and television are platforms that are like, now even the news, CNN, we cater to the new... It's ridiculous that the biggest platforms on earth are where you get news last.
True.
Do you understand what I'm saying? Like, and it's all because of how shit works. Because BDS hasn't changed, Nielsen hasn't changed, so they're still doing like crazy mass surveys instead of just looking at, saying, fuck it, YouTube, here's a bill, let's partner up, give us that data, that instant data. It's all fucking crazy bureaucracy that's getting in the way of progression, the shift that needs to happen. You know?
No, I agree that all the systemic shit that's in place is completely outdated.
Yeah.
That all the way down to the fucking computers we use.
Yeah, like the call-ins, all that stuff is nuts. Yeah. It's crazy.
Yeah. No, I agree with you. I think there's a need to be a whole reform on everything. But like you said, it's bureaucracy, it's capitalism, it's a whole, it's hierarchy, it's a whole bunch of different things that come into that. And me being on the inside looking out is more like, I'm with you. Like, we be on your shit. Like, we be in there and we be like, this shit don't make no fucking sense. Like, why are we doing this shit the same way you was doing it? There's nothing that's relevant today that's being done the same as it was done 20 years ago.
Not one thing.
Except medias. Television, tabloids, radio, shit like that. And like you said, those mediums should be renovated. But there's no regulation because there's no accountability.
Bring it back to the whole forefront of the conversation.
No accountability.
Yeah. It's crazy, man. But I mean, and it's funny, we just watch industry after industry die the same exact way, and then nothing changes. Like, iTunes laid the blueprint, Napster laid the blueprint, Netflix laid the blueprint, Hulu laid the blueprint. We're seeing this shit happen again and again and again. Podcasts are laying the blueprint.
Yes, sir.
And it's crazy. Like, the old industry just continues to fall back. Like, I'm on my $4 million deal where I just negotiated with the brand myself. I said, yo, okay, how do labels work? Okay, labels own intellectual property in which they invest. They give you the advance. Okay, cool. Do I know rich people? Yeah. Do I know rich people that don't care about my IP? Probably. Let me put this together. Boom. Deal with the NFL commissioner. Boom. Deal with the Getty. Boom. Deal with SC Johnson. Boom. Deal with the, like, it's the information is out there. You know what I'm saying? Like, I've done things that, like, a lot of major artists can never say. They, like, my last album I recorded at Rick Rubin's house where Jay-Z did 99 Problems. You know what I'm saying? Like,
that's crazy.
And with Method Man in my face telling me, like, yo, you a God MC from the West Coast. Like, how do I not know about you?
That's
you know
crazy.
what I'm saying? Like Name a sign nigga that's happening to right now. It's not going down. Last week, LeBron and them was walking out to my music.
That's crazy.
I don't have a deal. I don't have no manager. I mean, they lost.
Right.
I hope that's not why. But,
hey, your shit was played.
You set the tone for the L they took.
I might have. They wasn't ready for war.
Well, motherfuckers came out to my shit.
But my
though.
point is, we could. I mean, like, people, the excuses is done. The information is there. Like, and I want to be part of the restructure.
I fuck with that.
And I think that shows a testament to who you are too. Like you said, that's one thing.
I'm fucking with you.
Yeah, that's one thing I didn't know. I mean, like that.
I sent you the whole DJ pack too.
Yep.
You get up every day and really take account to what's going on as far as in this business, in this game, in this genre, in this culture, and you want to bring life to it. You want to create some sort of change. You want to spark some shit, and you can only respect somebody that's doing that, whether you like the music or not like the music. You got somebody that's in here that wants to create some kind of value for the culture. So keep on doing that. Your album is out technically right now, right?
Technically
out right now, man. Going to support that, grab that. Let me see. Hold on. Obviously, Purgatory is the name of the project, right?
Yeah, Purgatory.
Okay. Is it Purgatory or Purgatory?
Purgatory.
Purgatory. Okay, I don't know why you said Purgatory. I'm tripping. But talk about the good, the bad, and thirsty, man. The whole situation with that.
So the good, the bad, and the thirsty is a new label and a group that I'm a part of. So what happened was after I left the WOW, which was my situation with the Getty Center.
Yeah.
I met this guy named Spencer. I've always been working with. He used to be in this pop group called Jupiter Rising, and they had a kind of big hit or whatever. And he worked with will.i.am a lot. He's a really big producer, and he was telling me I'm about to get in this group with this rapper named Azad Wright, because he produces for Azad a lot. And he was like, yo, I'm about to call Azad and I'm about to do this group. And I never told the story before. I was like, yo, fuck that nigga, man. I was like, you finna do this shit with me, man, because every time we've ever worked together, like, me and him will literally just get in the lab and fuck around, and then the song will, like, the first song we ever did, I was slated to do all the music for the new Mortal Kombat movie, the rated R one, and they scrapped it.
That's crazy.
Before they did it, they put it out on TBS, and and like all our music made it onto that shit just because the director was like, I don't even know how that happened, but everything we do just lands on something. So I was like, we've never intentionally tried to do something. Let's for sure try. And he was like, well, I've been working with my boy Josh, and he just got done doing the Beauty Behind the Madness album for the weekend. So come through, and I met Josh, and Josh was like, yo, I met you before. And I was like, when? He was like, yo, you was doing this thing with MC Ren's son and Ash Riser. There's a guy named Ash Riser that fucks with Kendrick, and I did this verse one day. I rolled in the studio, and like
Ash Riser was on what's the second album,
yeah,
right?
Yeah. So Ash had me come by and do this verse, and I walked in. It was like 20 niggas in there, and I like bodied this verse to the point where he like everybody like couldn't finish their verse, and so they like kind of made me leave, you know what I'm saying? And Josh was like, I remember, because after they left, everyone was like, who the fuck was that? You know what I'm saying? I was like, I never saw you again, and like I always wondered who you were. And so we started working, and after we started working, we did group music. We started making music as a group, and then Josh had just started working on Starboy, so he went away, and I continued working, and I submitted the music. And when he got back, finished working with Starboy, he was like, yo, like, I've never heard a rapper like you. I'm gonna take my next 6 months off and just focus on doing your solo project before we do this group shit. And so they executive produced this Lord Sanctus. I usually produce my own stuff, so this is really the first time I've had, guidance from another hand. And
why go that route? I mean, like you said, you do shit on your own, and you've already had the experience and of being in the group. Why go that route again?
Because even though I have experience being in the group, this was the first time again, as KO the Legend, my only goal was to just murder MCs. Okay. That was it. Like, this was the first time I've ever walked in the studio and been like, yo, like, I have everything I need. Like I can really get as creative as I want. I can talk about what I want to talk about. Like, I'm really enjoying the process of being a creative. You know what I'm saying? I feel like I've taken that for granted. You know what I'm saying? Like, because it comes so easy, as far as just writing lyrics and stuff, I've never really just appreciated the process. Like, I keep it 1,000% real. So this is the first time I feel like I'm really just kind of bearing my soul myself when I'm going through, telling the truth, the ups. It's not just all like I take your head off, I got bars like this.
He said, but I will.
You know, but there's there's a whole story, and there's a song called Ascension where I talk about, like, it says let me tell you about my life and time in NoHo. Yeah, it's my whole, I had to think of the lyrics. It's the whole my journey. When I got down here the first week, I was a manager at Singular Wireless and Walmart's, you know what I'm saying? And like, I fucking used to steal niggas' deposit money just to survive because they wasn't paying me enough. And at the time, I was on the Woe Call with Felly Fel, doing, you know what I'm saying, doing the freestyle thing. So I was going up to the station in my tie and my fucking Singular shit, freestyling in front of Fabulous. And like, then I would come home, and like, all my roommates, Lil C, were dancers. They was touring with Beyonce. They was touring with Justin Timberlake. So I would come home from work wanting to be a rapper, and like, I'm pulling in my driveway. Pink is in my living room. Christina Aguilera is in my living room. Justin Timberlake's playing ping pong in my backyard.
That's crazy.
And I'm like,
you in your Singular outfit.
Yeah, looking crazy.
That's
you know what
crazy.
I'm saying? And like, I'm just like, and I talk about this in that song where I was, that day I was gonna quit. I was gonna quit rapping. Like, this is just not gonna happen. And Justin Timberlake had just came out with the Justified album, and so he was like taking a tour of our house because he was just there partying. And he came in my room and saw the setup, and he was like, "Yo, whose keyboard is this?" And I was like, "It's mine." He's like, "I just did my whole album on this keyboard."
Get the fuck out of
here.
here.
And I was like, "Yo, I love that album." And then me and him just started chopping it up about Pusha T and how dope he was.
Wait,
and
so
like,
Justin Timberlake is in your bedroom.
Yeah.
And y'all was talking about the keyboard.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
The Korg 01W.
That's a story for that ass.
And even the crazier thing was I started managing an artist, and she owns Windmark Studios right now.
Yeah.
So I put this girl in the game. And her dad bought the studio. Well, her dad sold the studio to Pharrell that he made Justified and Slave and all that in. So when I ran into Justin again, it was like, yo, man, I know fucking
so-and-so.
And it's and it's just even the whole full circle thing. And I was like, yo, I didn't quit because the whole only reason I didn't quit was you made an incredible album, and I thought I didn't have enough to make good music, and you're telling me you made an album that is classic off of all that I had.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? That shit just blew my mind. And that one little thing just let me kept going. And that's I talk about stuff like that on the album.
Hey, I want to listen to the album.
Absolutely. You got it now. He sent the DJ pack, and I told him, and that's one thing I told him. I was like, yo, we don't play music on here anymore like we used to. But I was like, what's dope about it is if you can send obviously Hed the tracks, he'll fuck with what he fucks with. You know what I'm saying? He'll rock. Just like the same reason when I went and listened to the album at the crib or the parts of the actual album, I'm like, yo, I fuck with this one. I fuck with this one. It's so. Man, just keep doing what you're doing, bro. I fuck with you, bro. I fuck with your energy, man, your vibe. And anything you need from us, you already know we're here, bro. Yo, you know what I'm saying?
I can't thank you more.
Absolutely. Really man, go on and grab Purgatory. Purgatory's available right now. Going to support that, man. Lord Sanctus. And do they have to type the $S on there, too?
No, it'll be easy to find.
Okay.
Yeah, Lord Sanctus. But Lord with an E, though.
Got you. Because he's an MC. You know what I'm saying? Indubitably.
I fuck with you.
Lord Sanctus in the house.
With people, and you know.
I know this. I know this, man. Because you the most likable asshole I ever seen, man. So I was like, is he going to fuck with me or is he not going to fuck with me? Because we never really talked, you know what I'm saying? So that makes me happy, man.
Real
Plus,
shit.
I really fuck with that Don't Plug Me. That should be having me dying, bro.
All right, man. Well, we appreciate you coming on through, man. Going to support the album Purgatory. Lord Sanctus in the house. It's Homegrown Radio. We about, man. Catch y'all next time.